All right, Shalom. For the first, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honor to the apostle and elder of the great millstone, and to all our across the globe, preaching the word in truth and sincerity. I want to say Shalom. This is Dianawa from the great millstone campus, Chicago, with a lesson. Today's lesson, we're going to focus on 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, and the 4th verse. All right? 2 Corinthians 13 and 4. For though he was crucified through weakness, yet he lived by the power of the Most High. For we also are weak in him. We shall live with him by the power of the Most High towards you. All right, this is Paul talking to the church of Corinth. All right, I want to focus on the weakness and the power of Yahushai. Okay, because the Lord came in the flesh. He came in the exact flesh that we're living in. You know, he had organs. He stubbed his toe and it hurt. He had a runny nose. Okay? But also he was born in the flesh, so to speak, that he was also was able to die. Okay? He was able to bleed. All right? And we're going to go through the lesson, and Lord willing, it is edifying. All right, so as we read 2 Corinthians 13 and 4, so for though he was, and I'm not going to be able to pull up too many words because my phone is down. All right, so I probably won't be getting into too many looking up of words today. So it's lucky for that. 2 Corinthians 13 and 4, for though he was crucified through weakness, yet he lived by the power of the Most High. For we also are weak in him. We shall live with him by the power of the Most High towards you. All right, and let's focus on the first couple of parts. For though he was crucified through weakness, right? Because we knew that he was born to be the king of Israel. We know that he was predestined to sit on the right hand of the Lord. And when the Yahushua came on the scene, he caused a separation. But for those who believed, knew that he was set to be the king of Israel. He said the rise and the fall of many. Okay. All right. There have been times where when he resurrected from the grave, they said, "Now you come to restore the kingdom of Israel." It wasn't that time, but they knew that he was going to be king. All right. And there were incidences in the scriptures where the people wished to make him a king. Okay, but it wasn't that time. He had to fulfill the prophecies that was set before him by the Heavenly Father. For though he was crucified through weakness, yet he lived by the power of the Most High. And how did he live? Through the resurrection. Okay, he conquered death. All right. It says, for we are also, it's like, yet he lived by the power of the Most High. That power was to him to have power over death, man, to be risen again on that third day. For we also are weak in him, but we shall live with him by the power of the Most High towards you. All right? And we are weak in the Lord, because we need the Lord is our strength. Okay? But we also are not in our 100% physical fullness. All right? We're still afflicted. All right? We still have ailments. All right? We're still not perfect. All right? In the way that we should be, in the way that we were made to be. Okay? So I'm going to get Romans 8th chapter, 3rd verse. So for what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, the Most High sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin condemned sin in the flesh. So the Lord came in the flesh, all right, in the likeness of sinful flesh, man. Okay, because as Yahushua, he didn't. That's why it's in the likeness of sinful flesh, because as Yahushua, he didn't go off, all right. But him being in the likeness of us condemned to what? Condemned sin in the flesh. Because Yahushua came to give life and not death. Okay? See, the law wasn't perfect because we're not perfect. That's why we had to make atonement sins and sins when we went off. We had to make sacrifices. Okay? Because our flesh in itself is weak. All right? that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. All right, so I just want to establish that part, is that the sinful flesh, all right, Yahweh Shai came in the likeness of sinful flesh. He looked like us. He had the same elements as us, right? But he had the power of the Lord with him. Because in his flesh, he didn't sin, all right? Let's get Philippians 2. And 5. So let this mind be in you, which was also Yahweh Bashmi Shai Meshiach, who being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with him. Right? And that equals being on one accord. He never said that he was above the Father. All right? But it made himself of no reputation and took upon him the form of a servant, just like the form of a sinful man, right? Or sinful flesh. Upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men, man, in the flesh, susceptible to infirmities and having feelings, okay? And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Right, so he said, being found in fashion, in the fashion of the man. What does that remind you of? Wisdom of Solomon. King beginning. Put fashioned. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 2, it says, I myself also am a mortal man, sort of one like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, but we know Solomon was Yahweh Shai. All right, and he's giving you the breakdown of how men were born. And my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood, in the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which was of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares, for there's no king that had any other beginning of birth. All right? So for all men have one entrance into life, and the like going out, man. Okay? So King Solomon and Yahweh Shai had the exact same birth, man. They were born of a woman, made of a man. Okay? All right, he had an umbilical cord, which had to be separated. All right, he had to get circumcised on the 8th day. All right, he cried. He had to grow up. Philippians 2 and 8, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. All right. So the Yahweh Shai was obedient until death, man. All right, we're gonna read some precepts showing the times where he was weak. All right, in being in the flesh. All right. So that's that in Philippians. Let's get into Isaiah, 53rd chapter. And let me get to the point. Isaiah 53 and 4. That surely he hath borne our grief. If you read up, it's talking about Yahweh Shai. The whole chapter talking about Yahweh Shai. Salakia. Isaiah 53 and 4. Surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. All right. And that proves that Yahweh Shai was in the flesh. Okay. The flesh allows you to bear certain infirmities. Okay. So it's like in verse 5, but he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed. Right. And what stripes did he have? Well, he was beaten, with the rods of men. He was smitten with the hands by men. He bled like men. All right. He was paraded around town in a shameful manner, man. All right? And all the things that he endured in his flesh, in his physical body, okay, he done it for our sakes, man. If you read Simon, I think his name was Simon, he'll bear the Lord's cross, because why? Because the Lord was weak in his, he was physically weak, beaten, tired. All right. But those things that he did show that he came in the likeness, all right, of a sinful man, because those things that happened to him, all right, happened to sinners, man, in which he had to pay for his own sins, as Solomon and Adam, and as of others. But as Yahweh Shai, he had no sin, man. Okay, but he took on that. He took on that burden for our people, man. All right. Job 14 and 1, it said, "Man that is born of a woman is of a few days and full of trouble." All right, Yahweh Shai ministry lasted, I believe, 3 years. Okay. But he died as a young man. All right, in his 32. All right. In his days, he was running for his life. They blasphemed the name of his father. They blasphemed his name. They mocked him. Okay. Yahweh Shai's days were spent. Yes, he was teaching, he was prophesying, he was healing, doing miracles. But after he did those things, he sought to end his life. So Yahweh Shai did have troubles, man. A lot of them. Wisdom of Solomon 2. I'm gonna start at 12. It says, Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. He is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with offending the law, and judgeth to our infamy the transgressions of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of the Most High. He calleth himself the child of the Lord. All right, that's talking about the elect, but first talking about Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai came to set the record straight, man. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are another fashion, man. And us as being the elect, the Abba Ratazah, that we are those men, our ways are of another fashion. Our ways are after Yahweh Shai. All right? We're supposed to take on the same likeness, the same marks, bear our same cross, the burden, that yoke that Yahweh Shai have done, man. He did it in the flesh, and we've done it, and we have to do it in the flesh, man. The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. Okay? It's all about being in the spirit and not giving provision to the flesh, man. All right, because our flesh is weak, man. All right? So we are seen of him as counterfeits. He established our ways. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and make his boast that his Father is the Most High. And our ends are going to be blessed. All right, even if it is we die, all right, we're going to get risen with the Lord. And we're going to be found in great power and glory along with our Father, man. Along with our big brother, man. All right, and our end is going to be blessed, man. We're going to get the kingdom. 17, it says, let us see if his words be true. Let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. All right, because they mocked the Lord coming to the cross. All right, they smiled and said, "Who? Tell us who smitten thee." They call him, "Oh, you're the king," and they put a robe of purple on him, which symbolizes rulership, and a crown of thorns on him. They mocked him. Okay, he screamed out in agony. Okay, and there's an article, there's a documentary of a doctor saying a crucifixion is the worst death, man. And he went through the things that would happen to you while they were doing these treacherous and horrific things to Yahweh Shai, man. The amount of pain and the strategic placement of those nails, man. Okay? But Yahweh Shai kept his integrity, all right? And that the Lord was going to raise him up, man. He said, destroy this temple and destroy this body, will be raised up in 3 days, man. Verse 18, for the just man be the son of the Most High, he will help him, deliver him from the hand of his enemies, man. And we're going to read later on. Matter of fact, hold on, let's get this first. Verse 19, let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. And he was, man. All right, he opened it out of the mouth into death. All right. Okay, he despised not the shame. All right. And these are the things that Yahweh Shai had to endure, being in the flesh, being physically abused by these Romans, but being cast up to the Romans by who? By you freaking wicked Israelites, man. All right. And Yahweh Shai was respected, man. Believe that. Okay. So let's get this in our 1 Corinthians 15. I got another preacher that's locked here. 1 Corinthians 15. First Corinthians, might be 2 Corinthians. Yeah, I know, okay, that's what I thought. 1 Corinthians 15 and 43, it says, man. Get to the point. 1 Corinthians 15 and 43. I'm going to start at 41. There is one glory of the sun. Because we earlier up a little bit, talk about the glory of our flesh and of the same flesh, and he started giving examples. 1 Corinthians 15 and 41 says, there is one glory of the sun, another glory of the moon, another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead. It is sown in corruption, it is raised in incorruption. It is sown in dishonor, it is raised in glory. It is sown in weakness, it is raised in power. It was sown in a natural body, it is raised in a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul, and the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural. Afterward that which is spiritual. The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is the Lord from heaven. All right? And the point being is that the flesh dies in corruption, in weakness. But we are raised in what? In incorruption and in power. Okay? That also goes to being converted. All right? When we're coming to the truth, we're putting off that old man. We're killing that old man. We're killing off that corruption. To put on incorruption, to be brought back to life by the power of the Lord, to be a new man in this truth, man. Okay? That's on a carnal sense of us being reborn. All right? But also in the physical sense, the naturalness of our body, it decays, it corrupts, it gets old. The worms and things corrupt it. Okay? But those who are going to raise up with Yahweh Shai, they're going to be raised up in corruption by the power of the Lord. Why? Because Yahweh Shai rose that way, man. Okay? In his weakness, he had power, man. And that's the point. All right, although we may appear weak, the flesh and our thoughts, and man, we're gonna be raised back by the life of the Lord given this power, man. All right? Because what they say, in the flesh dwelleth no good thing, man. So we got to get out of this flesh in order to receive the power of the Lord in our new bodies, man. Okay? We get Luke 22. Luke 22 and 40. And when he was at the place, I believe, Garden Gethsemane, said, and when he was at this place, he said unto them, pray that ye enter not into temptation. And he was withdrawn from them about a stone's cast, and kneeled down and prayed, saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not what my will, but thine be done. All right, and this was at Yahweh's lowest, man. This was during the time where he's getting ready to get betrayed by Judas, get taken up, and get brought forth into Pontius Pilate, man. What, the beginning of his march to the cross, man. Okay, he's praying to the Lord because Yahweh knew what he had to do. Okay, plenty of time he said, "My time is not yet." All right. So, but now he knows this is becoming to be the hour of his departure, man. All right, and even he asked his Father to take that cup from him. What was that cup? To go upon the cross and to go through that shame and humility, man. And there appeared unto him from heaven, there appeared an angel unto him from heaven, strengthening him. All right, so the Lord sent an angel to comfort him, man. And being in an agony, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat was as it were great drops of blood falling down the ground, man. All right, so the Lord was in agony, man. All right, so much that he was sweating profusely, asking the Lord to take this away from him, man. And all right, okay, so that's that, man. All right, the Lord was actually asking his Father to take it away from him, man. All right, because he didn't want to die. He was still in the flesh. He still had them feelings, man. Okay. Let's get let's see what this is. This is John. John 10. This is John 10 and 17. Therefore does my Father love me. In fact, all right. It's John 10 and 17. Therefore does my Father love me, because I lay down my life that I might take it again. Right, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to keep on reading. No man taketh it from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay it down, and I have power to take it again. This commandment have I received of my Father. All right, so the Lord knew that he had the power to do these things, man. All right, he gave himself up, man. All right, he could have destroyed them. When they came up to him, they said they fell back. All right, so the Lord used a portion of his spiritual powers, man. Peter sliced off his ear, sliced off the centurion's ear. All right. So they had the Lord with them. They definitely could have escaped. Yahushua could have escaped. But it was the will. It's what he had to do, man. He said, no man take it from me, but I layeth it down, man. Yahushua gave himself up as a sacrifice, man. Okay? Let's get this. We're going to go into the power part. Matthew 26. And 53. It says, Matthew 26:53. Thinkest thou that I could not now pray to my Father? He shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels. But how then shall the scripture be fulfilled that thus it must be, man? All right, Yahushua could have saved himself. It would have been nothing, man. All right, but how we going to get salvation if it didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen, man? He had to be a sacrifice. He had to come the way he came to go through what he went through, all right, to be a model unto us, an example, all right, for what it is that we're going to be going through and what promises that we're going to have was going to be made true by what? By the power of the Lord. All right. Now back into Philippians again, and they're going to go into the power. Philippians 2, we read it earlier, I'm going to read it again. Philippians 2:7. But made him of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, was made in the likeness of men. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Wherefore the Most High also have highly exalted him, and give him a name which is above every name, the deliverer, man. All right? And that's Yahushua, man. Yahushua came to save us, man. All right? 1 Peter 3. It says, 1 Peter 3:18 says, for Mashiach also had once suffered for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to the Most High, being put to death in the flesh, right? Because the flesh is the way to sin is death, right? But quickened by the Spirit. Now we read earlier that the first Adam was a natural Adam, but the second Adam was a quickening spirit, made alive spirit. All right? The Lord sacrificed the just for the unjust, all right? Himself for us, all right? Being put to death, okay? But quickened, being made alive by what? By the Spirit. Okay? So Yahushua's death, all right, was necessary for us to get life. What? Because he obtained life. All right? Made a quickening spirit. Remember that. It says, by which also he went and preached into the spirits in prison, which sometime were disobedient, when once the long suffering the Most High waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a prepping, when few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water. Just like the days now, man, there's going to be very few saved, man. All right? The like figure whereunto even unto baptism doth also now save us, not to put away a filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience toward the Most High by the resurrection of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? So that baptism was what? By the washing of the word, man. All right, we wash our words with the Lord. He said, out of my river shall flow, out of my belly shall flow rivers of living water. All right? Yahushua, that living water, that life, who has gone into heaven and is unto the right hand of the Most High, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him. All right, so we are risen, all right, by the and saved by the baptism, by the life of Yahushua, man. All right. Romans 6. And 4, it says, therefore we are buried with him by baptism unto death, that is like Mashiach was raised from the dead by the glory of the Father, even so we also shall walk in newness of life, man. All right, putting away that old man, we're supposed to walk in the Spirit now, right? Because once we were dead, all right, we were dead in the world to sin. We made it alive by the sacrifice and the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, by his resurrection, okay? He's the first one from the dead, man. All right? For we have been planted together in the likeness of his death, we also in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this that our old man is crucified with him, that the body of sin might be destroyed, thenceforth we should not serve sin. Right, man? Our old body is crucified with the Lord, man. That sinful flesh, that sin that we had, all right, coming to the truth. For he that is dead is free from sin. And we are dead, man. We're dead to this world. All right? Now, if we be dead with Mashiach, we believe that we shall also live with him. Knowing that Mashiach being raised from the dead dieth no more, death no more dominion over him. For in that he died unto sin once, but in that he liveth unto the Most High. Right, man? And he had the power over death, man. That's the power. It looked like he was weak, going through what men did, going through what men was going through. All right? He was mocked and shamed and ridiculed. But guess what? His power came when he was risen from the dead, man. That was the power. That was the power of the Lord. That was the power of Heavenly Father, Yahweh, all right, in our Lord, man. In Yahweh Shai. All right? Let me read 11. Likewise, reckon ye as yourselves to be dead indeed unto sin, but alive through Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, our Lord, man. All right? Romans 6 is a good chapter for brothers to read, too. All right? Let's get Ephesians 1 and 22. It says, start at 17. First, Ephesians 1 and 17, that the power of the Most High, Mashiach, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation and the knowledge of him. And that's what the Lord has given us, man. All right, the Lord giving us this, the spirit of the Lord to understand these things, man. All right? And the eyes of the understanding being enlightened, that you may know what is the hope of his calling and what the riches of the glory of his inheritance in the saints. And what is the exceeding greatness of his power to usward who believe according to the working of his mighty power. What is the working of his mighty power? All right? Being resurrected, man. All right? Giving us this truth. Which he wrought in Mashiach when he raised him from the dead and set him at his own right hand in heavenly places, far above all principality and power and might and dominion, and every name that is named, not only in this world, but also in that which is to come. We got through reading that he gave a name far above all names, man. All right, and his name is going to endure here and in the kingdom, man. All right. It says, and that he hath put all things under his feet and gave him to be the head over all things to the church, which is his body, the fullness of him that filleth all in all. That's that power, man. All right, Yahweh gave the Lord all the power. All right, he received, he died, he was risen, and with that resurrection was the power. Okay, that power, man. 1 Corinthians 4 and 7. On 7. All right. 2 Corinthians 4. And 7, it said, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High, and not of us. Right, man. Hey, we didn't get this to ourselves, man. All right. This gift that the Lord gave us, all right, was from the Lord. So we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahweh Shai, that the life also of Yahweh Shai might be made manifest in our body, man. Right, man. So we going around receiving the same, going through some of the same things Yahweh Shai went through, man. Being persecuted, being distressed, being in trouble. Hey, but one thing we have that we have a surety of is this gift of faith that the Lord has given to us, man. But with that, we're going to be going around bearing our marks of the Lord in our body, man. All right. So for we are which live are always delivered unto death for Yahweh Shai's sake, that the life also be Yahweh Shai might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. So then death worketh in us, but life in you. We have the same spirit of faith according as it is written, I believe and therefore I have spoken. We also believe and therefore we speak, knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahweh Shai shall raise up us also by Yahweh Shai and shall present us with you. All right. So us working, being believers and following Yahweh Shai. All right. We have this the spirit that when we teach, we go out and teach because we believe. Therefore, he said, "I believe. Therefore, I have spoken." When we teach, we give this hope to others, man. All right. So they could have the same assurance of hope when the Lord come when He comes to get us the second time, man. All right. And we're constantly trying to mortify our flesh, constantly cutting off things that may be not profitable for us. All right. So when others see it, they can follow that example, man. All right. Philippians. Philippians 3:10, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made comfortable unto his death, if by means I might attain unto the resurrection of the dead, not as though I had already attained, either were already perfect, but I follow after, if that I may apprehend that which also I am apprehending for Yahweh Shai. All right. So we hope. All right. But we got this power. All right. We got this power. All right. We know of the power that the resurrection has, man. That's part of our belief. All right. When Yahweh Shai was resurrected, he taught for 40 days, man. It's about many infallible proofs. All right. That he expounded unto them all the scriptures concerning him. All right. So he was seen. All right, amongst a multitude for many days. All right, and that's the power that we believe in, man. All right, through his death, through the sufferings. All right, the things that he have done. All right, that gives us hope, man. All right, we just want to follow the Lord, man. 2 Timothy. Here's a point. 2 Timothy 10, 2 and 11. So like 2 and 11. It says, it's a faithful saying, if we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he will deny us. If we believe not, yet he abideth faithful, he cannot deny himself. Of those things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord that they strive not about words with no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. All right. The point being is in 10, man, or in 11. It's a faithful saying, for we be dead with him, we should also live with him, man. All right, putting off these members, all right, putting off this flesh, all right, and putting on the helmet of salvation, all right, the shield, all right, the faith and the works of the Lord, and we're going to be okay. And look, even if we do die on this side, the dead of Mashiach going to rise first, man. That's why I say if we suffer, we shall also reign. Okay? Let's see what this say. So the same thing. Con. All right, let me get Revelations. I'm going to end it on this. Revelation 1:17, and when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead, and he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, Fear not, I am the first and the last. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. I have the keys of hell and death. All right? Yahushua has that power, man. He got the keys over hell and death, man. All right, over life and death. You know? So with that, I want to say, call Allah, Yahushua, Yahushua, the Apostle, Elder, the Great Millstone. Next time, Shalom.